Hello my sweet berries, welcome back to the channel. I am so sorry about my voice. This is the day after I filmed part 1. I'm currently struggling with my setup a bit because my computer's misbehaving and I'm just I need an editor. I'm editing everything myself. It's a bit overwhelming when I'm trying to post it every day of the week and stream. But yeah, ignoring my struggle, let's get back into Dance Moms because I need the tea. I need the drama. They haven't started with the drama yet. They're just spoiling the show for me, which I guess is helpful. Oh, I didn't even know you could do that. Oh, didn't know you could do that. That's a good thing. Having the subscribe button there. Anyway, let's continue with Abby's fish-faced self.
All right, we have Paige out by default with an injury.
An ad? I just
And
started.
we're back in third quarter planning. Adams is quarterbacking this project, and she is looking pretty tired, Jill.
Stalkers are back.
And that deadline.
Paige hurts her foot. I just can't win.
Can you curl your toes?
Well,
Did you come down on it this way or digging it? Digging it.
Paige is really upset about her foot. I'm surprised she's not crying.
Okay. Well,
Me
don't
too,
tell her
honestly.
You're not in the dance. You gotta
but yeah,
keep
I
the
was
foot
running on when I broke my ankle, I was running on adrenaline. But I ended up crying not because it was embarrassment. I actually cried from embarrassment because it was on a school field trip and I rolled down a hill. But I didn't want to cry, so you know that thing you do when you like tighten your throat not to cry. So I was like just squeaking out small help. And it was even more embarrassing, making me want to cry even more. So I just it didn't help with my anxiety, but I think she's just running on adrenaline, like she's like thinking of a way out of it instead of like crying, because the crying comes after.
Paige could have been in that group, but you know what? I can't risk her injuring herself any further. All right.
So noble
we have
of
Paige
you.
out by default with an injury.
It's my hope that if Paige can't dance with these kids, Abby's gonna need Kendall.
I remember.
Oh, for heaven's sake, my little Kendall.
What happened actually? But I just know that my foot was really swollen, and I was trying to shove it into a point shoe for the recital, and it wouldn't go in because it was way too swollen. So I went to the doctor, and they were like, "You need to put a boot on." And then that's the year I didn't participate in the recital.
After rehearsal, something just wasn't right with Chloe's foot. She was limping around.
Is it awful?
Hurts, but it's worse going on relevant.
Okay. It's really swollen. Get your point shoe on and see how it feels.
Then a dancer can get their shoe on that.
Don't force it on. No.
It's just hard to get the point shoe on with rubber.
It's not looking good.
We can't get it on.
Oh, that must be the worst feeling for a dancer.
Am I hitting it?
Express Care's open till 9.
I don't want to root for everybody.
You won't ruin it. She'll reblock it. You have a lot of stuff coming up. Nationals, you don't want to be hurt.
Chloe's injury couldn't have come at a worse time. Nationals is next week, and last year, Chloe didn't dance at Nationals.
You didn't have a solo or even a group dance last year because your dumb mother got you kicked out.
Your dumb mother. Wait a second, it's frozen. Help. Sorry, it froze and I didn't have time to comment on that. You know, she's one of the only ones I've heard, like, taking responsibility for, like, their child getting kicked out because of them. So I can respect that, honestly. Like, and she's also, like, you could say things like, oh, but she's thinking about the numbers, not the child. But actually, if you think about it, what's more important to Chloe? Her first thought wasn't, I don't want to dance because I'm hurt. It was, I want to dance because I'll disappoint everyone if I don't. And also because she wanted to dance. She has a passion for dance. So Christy, yeah, that's her mum's name. Yeah, they just showed it. Sorry, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot today. I'm having memory lapse. I can't remember any of their names at the moment. Oh, they're coming back to me now. Sorry. So her worrying about the dance isn't selfish in this case. from my point of view as someone who's like not seen the whole situation and only seeing like this clip. So her saying like Chloe's got a lot of stuff coming up, like nationals and stuff. So she's worried, but it's like, because the first thing she did was check express care, but she was worrying about nationals because she was saying, hey, I ruined it for her last year. I'm not going to be a negligent parent and ruin it for her this year as well. That's what I got out of it. I don't know if that's exactly how it went because obviously I didn't see the episode, but that's my take on it.
Not having the chance to dance.
You had too much to drink. You better settle it down.
Was this the fight?
Christy, you're out. Chloe is gone for this week.
This kid has waited 2 years now to prove herself at nationals.
What do drunk parents wait? But if Abby really cared about Christy's drinking problem, because they also talked about it last time, so she must have a bit of a problem. The last video I watched, but like, if she really cared, she'd be like checking on Chloe and saying, "Hey, are you safe at home? Is your mum getting the help she needs?" Like, if she actually cared. But what she did was she basically said, your mum did something stupid. What am I going to do? That she's going to give her this whole lecture about not being an alcoholic, but then she sends the child home with the alcoholic parent. Like she's always talking about the example to give the children when she's literally the worst example possible. Clownfish.
Like, what do we do?
You know, how am I supposed to know?
Exactly.
You know what you want to do.
Aww.
Yeah, I want to dance.
See, she knows her daughter. That's sweet. Because obviously, I'm not going to repeat everything I just said, but like, no, yeah. I mean, imagine training all that time for that and thinking, wow, I could have done that. I can imagine the pain. But she still went to support them. That's honestly so brave of her. What's with her rollers?
Watching all of my teammates perform, because I've always been a part of the dance concert since I was a little girl. So just
Oh,
to
is it like an ALDC only event and she's like always been like one of the members? Oh, that makes it even harder for her. But I guess like nationals. Yeah, I guess, yeah, Christy made the right decision, not just obviously for her child's health, but strategically, if you think about it. How many of the people that are here currently, if their team makes a good impression on them here, they'll watch nationals even just for them. So how many people are going to be watching nationals? She's going to have her opportunity at nationals, but how many people that are going to be at nationals would have been at this event prior? Like, she has much more opportunity to impress the same people. So, you know, I don't think... Also, if it's like an ALDC only event, Abby, A, maybe can't do pyramid, or if she does pyramid, is not going to, you know, be as impactful in a way, like it's, because it's more like a thing that's for fun, so it's not gonna have that much meaning, if she even knows the meaning of the word fun.
Cameron in all of them is really hard for me.
I remember when Paige got burned by a curling iron.
What?
You ask me where I'm ready from? I'll tell you where I'm ready from.
Okay, where are you from? She didn't tell us where she was from. Nike, what the hell?
Oh my god.
Oh, the sizzling sound.
Oh my god. She walked right into the curling iron.
Oh.
She walked right into the curling iron.
Oh, the sizzling sound. That must have been post-production, right? Right? Yeah, it has to have been post-production. I don't think... Yeah, because curling irons are like more of an immediate burn. I don't know because I don't curl my hair. Sue me for being depressed and not wanting to spend energy on on that kind of stuff, but I don't really know how those work. But having been like burnt by other stuff on stupid occasions, like burns really hurt, but they shouldn't sizzle the skin.
She walked into the curling iron.
See, it's a post-production thing.
I was putting away my curling iron.
That was probably like sweat or something from her being injured. I don't see that sizzling sound. They just added it for dramatic effect because there's no way that's it would sizzle again.
Wrapping up the cord, and I don't know if I turned or Paige bent down. Somehow my curling iron burnt Paige on the arm.
Here's some ice. And here's this. Right here.
Imagine if it had been any other mom though. Can you imagine the mess? Oh my god.
The kids and the moms were just great, trying to help her out, make her laugh, and make her feel better. Holly was getting her ice.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It really got her good.
Yeah, you did really get it good.
Okay, you're gonna live.
I think it made Paige feel a lot better. I feel so bad.
Yeah, like I can imagine that. The worst, obviously I don't have like human children of my own, but I consider my pets basically my children. Like anytime, like the other day my cat tried to scratch me because she was hurt and she was angry at me and my mum for trying to put cream on it because she didn't like it. So she tried to scratch me, but I was holding Kiki, so having the puppy in my arms, and I flinched with the cat scratching me just a teensy bit on my pinky. Like, having my little finger hurt didn't feel like anything because I flinched, and Kiki flinched with me, and I ended up gently smacking her, and it was the worst feeling. But the first thing the puppy did was console me. Like, they're too precious for us. It's the worst feeling, though. Hurting your children is really the worst feeling.
Where's my... so good that makes you feel better? I don't have any underwear on right now.
Oh, I love them. I love them.
I'm like I said, I'm sure there are more, but those are the only ones I'm remembering right now.
Do you feel like any injuries were played up for drama or downplayed?
I had enough
all of
at
them.
the end of season 7, and that was certainly played up.
Oh God, Chloe! Put something cold on your neck. Put that cold water bottle.
Why did Chloe choose right now to spontaneously bleed? And it's nationals.
I think curling iron burn was played up. They added in like a sizzling sound when it happened, which certainly didn't occur in real life.
Okay, so they are calling
it. It was very dramatic and it hurt, so I understand. I feel like the girls in Abby were downplaying the injuries because she didn't want it to affect the dances and she wanted us to dance anyway. And I feel like Dan's moms wanted to dramatize the injuries.
So the worst possible scenarios for both.
Any injury is a serious injury. I remember Kalani had pains at the time.
Any injury is a serious injury. Like, it makes sense because it causes you pain, but like, if you twist your finger, like, that's not going to affect... Like, do you see what I mean? Like, if you sort like breaking your toe or something, but how is, like, say you break your nose or just twist your nose, like smack yourself in the face accidentally, that's not going to affect your dancing, right? I mean, I'm not a dancer, but like, I understand what she means, obviously, because pain is pain, but I wouldn't call any injury a serious injury. Like, there's a difference between, pulling a muscle, twisting your finger, and breaking something, or ending up in the hospital for internal bleeding. Like, I wouldn't call everything a serious injury. I know I'm having it out for JoJo. I'm sorry. I know I don't have it out for JoJo. I'm sorry. It's just her comments are some of the more unrelated ones I can pick apart. I don't know why.
She was growing though, and her body was changing, and so that's
puberty pains.
Yeah.
I don't think I really ever got too injured. I don't think anything really happened. I mean, you're kids, so you're super.
Yeah, puberty pains. I thought she was talking about her period for a second, but no, puberty pains, like, before you get your period too. Those are some of the worst, like, the aches in your chest. Terrible. I remember having scoliosis a bit because I'd always, like, carry my school bag on one of my shoulders, and we didn't have a lift at the time, so I had to do all the stairs with this heavy bag with six thick dictionary textured books and like 10 notepads every day. So yeah, it was I can understand that mixed with puberty pains hurt a lot, but dancing with puberty pains,
Resilient. A few kids broke their foot like first few seasons.
Do you think that any injuries were played up or downplayed?
Oh, they're asking the
Injuries
same
were
question.
For sure played up, for sure downplayed. I know Kalani really tried to downplay her injuries. Kenzie really tried to upplay her injuries. Yeah, I mean, look.
What do you mean Kenzie tried to upplay her injuries? Is Jojo throwing shade at Kenzie right now? Or is it like a situation of it's justified because... Sorry, Mackenzie? Kenzie is short for Mackenzie, and Mackenzie is Maddie's little sister. That makes sense. Because could it be like a little sister who's kind of ignored and in the older sister's shadow type of moment, so she was up playing... quote-unquote up-playing, according to Jojo, her injuries to be noticed more by Melissa. I don't know. I'm trying to defend Jojo right now, but I don't know what she's getting at.
Dancer gets injured somehow in rehearsal, whether that's a bump or a bruise, a stub toe or something. I'm sure I hurt myself somehow during the straitjacket solo, but I don't remember it, so it must not have been that bad.
I feel like injuries are very common in dance, and I unfortunately was injured a lot. I started contortion when I was 2 years old, and I was bending myself in half. I look back at pictures and I'm like, I am literally sitting on my head. Like, it's kind of wild that my bones could do that, and it definitely wasn't great for them.
Of course it wasn't great for them. You were growing, so of course you were going to be flexible. Because you barely had any bones. Like, there's a period in elementary school in which we go through where, I don't know about you guys, I went through this period of like, I had to binge eat because I had like a sudden growth. So I was like binge eating and I put on a bit of weight, and like it felt, I became more flexible, but I think it's more of a question of like, your body is adapting to the bones, but the bones aren't growing as fast as the rest of your body. So, of course, you're not going to have the adult or infant ratio of bone to muscle to fat to whatever, to nerves, to whatever part of your body you want to mention. So, she like didn't have at the time the, like, obviously, like, when we're little, we run a lot. Now, as adults, we don't run as much, but not because, like, we're not able to. It's simply because, you know, children, adrenaline, and flexibility. So, did that make sense, or am I going off at a tangent again? Probably both.
So no wonder why my back was constantly hurting, my hip was hurting. I dislocated a shoulder.
Hell, I did karate and my arms and legs hurt all the time. I ended up quitting because of that and having to study in the car.
A time or two, that was very painful.
Yeah.
Brooke's dance this week. It's an acrobatic routine. And
Ooh,
this is
pretty
big
makeup.
for us because we're in Vegas, and that's the city.
Ow!
So this is the city that Brooke needs to show them what she can do. Hopefully she pulls it off. Good luck.
In this solo, I'm on my hands a lot and have a hard time putting pressure on my shoulders. It's just really sore.
Oof.
I was standing behind the wings and I decided to do a handstand and my shoulder popped out of place.
just pull on your shoulder. Oh, Brooke. And is it back in? Oh my God, you're like an accident waiting to happen.
I was just worried I wasn't going to be able to do my solo.
Next, we have Brooke performing in Metamorphosis.
No, she did do it because she mentioned Metamorphosis. Poor thing. Oh. Did they like replace the music?
I went to do the handstand on stage, and my shoulder popped out again. I just kept dancing.
Oh, I could see her elbow flexing a bit then. She almost broke it, but she stuck it out like a champion.
I could tell by the look on her face that she was in pain.
The injuries definitely weren't for the show at all.
All right, Brooke, you need to like lay down on the floor.
What is that for?
For Brooke's back.
I just looked at Brooke laying there, and I thought, you know, I have one kid with a broken foot.
Oh yeah,
laying here crying.
she has
Hurts to
two.
breathe. I just had to draw the
Hurts to
line there.
breathe.
I knew what I had to do as a mom.
Enough of the ads! I can't even skip this one. They couldn't even afford voice actors for that one.
Sconti folli, solo questo weekend, solo a Fidenza Village, dal 7 al 9 giugno fino al 50.
Oh, these are the Spotify ads I'm getting every day now.
I think Kelly is definitely doing the right thing by telling Abby she can't dance.
I'm gonna set the record straight now because it's probably one of my most asked questions. Was the pyramid real?
And on the top of the pyramid is Maddie. Maddie, I challenged you to see if you could stay there for 2 weeks in a row, and you did. Now I'm challenging you again. Can you make it 3?
It became real, but it's not something we did outside of Dance Moms.
Ah.
Dance Moms created the idea of the pyramid.
Moving up, Chloe. Chloe, I thought you did a nice job on your solo, but your age is 10. You're competing 10 to 12. You have to dance like a 12-year-old.
Chloe competed against girls who were years older than her, and she still got second place.
Wow, that's amazing. That's actually amazing. I don't know about you guys. I hate age divisions, not because, like, obviously age division matters, but, like, I feel like it should be more like competitive fighting in the sense that, like, there's a big difference between a 10 and a 12-year-old. Like, I think it should be based more on, like, weight, experience, years of practice. Like, I don't know what terminology to use, but I just think age, like, I was as tall as an adult at 8. That doesn't mean I was physically I was stronger than boys in my class, but that still doesn't qualify me to, like, be like, oh, I'm still an 8-year-old. I can just fight all the 8-year-olds I want. Like, I'm gonna have the advantage because I grew up sooner, because I was physically stronger. But if we were, say, to have a play fight now, I probably wouldn't, like, I'm quite strong, but I'm not, like, trained or anything. Like, it's just natural force, I guess. But if we were to go at it now, it would definitely be a draw, I think. Like, it's not... So, people mature over time. Some people just grow faster. I don't think it's fair to base it off just age. Because, like, you could be 12 and you could have started dance a year ago, but you could be 15 and have started it a month ago.
The only thing Abby sees, though, is that she didn't win first. She is ridiculous.
So if you were at Abby's before, we didn't gather around in Studio A for 5 hours and talk about who was on what place in the pyramid and why. Like, that only happened for the show.
And what was it like in real time?
Pyramid was so long. No big fight pyramid was anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. If there was a big fight, though, I mean, we would be there for 4 hours, 5 hours. It was dreadful.
I actually don't think I've ever processed how crazy the idea of ranking children are, because people are like, that's wild. And I'm like, is it? Really?
Yeah, you
I didn't
used
know
to
it's weird.
stuff.
So I don't know, it just kind of like went right over my head. But now that I really sit and think about it, it is crazy and kind of wild.
I had a similar thing going in my school, actually. It wasn't like a pyramid, but we'd have this one teacher, and 3 of us were like her top favorites. I was one of them. Fortunately or unfortunately, you can take it however you want, because there were its perks, but it had so many downsides. Then there were like the 2 slightly below us, like slightly above average, but not, who couldn't like be her top 3. So then there was top 5, and then there were all the others, and then there were just the terrible, awful disasters right at the bottom. So we kind of had a situation like that where it would fall like on the top 3/top 5 to like represent, be good, like talk to the teachers for the class. So there definitely was something like that, and I was convinced it was normal because I'd always been an overachiever. But like when my parents, even in elementary, that was when I was kind of good at stuff, but not to the level of middle school where all that pyramid stuff started. I was so used to being pinned against people and divided that I was confused when my mother and father started sticking up for me in front of the teachers. Like, they wouldn't put up with it. All the other parents would put up with it, but I couldn't understand why mine just couldn't. And I just grew to realize it's because they were good. They're good people. They actually care about me. Like, they would give us insane amounts of homework when we were like 6, because they kind of refused to teach us. So they basically read a page in class, say, right, now study this page and the next 6 by tomorrow. Or they'd like switch books out each day and like say, oh, I know we have maths usually on these days, but today we're going to change it and do history. I forgot a book. And she was screaming at me, this teacher, screaming at me, but she made it, she did it in a way that wasn't, she kind of tried to flip it in a way that was not because you forgot your book, but because you didn't tell me you forgot your book, when someone had told her and she'd already screamed in their faces. So, yeah, my mum ended up fighting with this teacher in front of the whole school because they hired a teacher from another school, like a higher level teacher, like middle school teacher, to teach us in elementary. He was a music teacher, and for Christmas recital, he made us sing songs which had the words "I don't give a fuck" and "Can we talk about sex" in them. So my mum confronted her in front of the whole school, and that little short gremlin decided to try and say my mum was just dirty-minded because they were referring to genders instead of sex. Please. Like, literally, the way I learned about sex was asking, hey, what's sex? And my parents were just like, why do you need to know that? Where did you hear that? I heard it in elementary school because of this. Like, it's just crazy how I didn't know it wasn't normal to go through this. It's just, children in these generations have it the wildest.
But I think eventually you just learn not to take it to heart. You know, it's just kind of something that happens.
That's something I need to learn to do.
Pyramid was awesome.
Aww, she loved it.
Pyramid took all day. I feel like a lot of people don't know that, but you know, Pyramid.
Oh wait, was she being sarcastic? I just got onto it.
Of the control.
I actually remember not really caring about my place on Pyramid. Like on Pyramid Day, when we were on our way to the studio, I didn't sit there and fret over where I came.
Wait, I've just realised, Pyramid Day. So were the mums like paying Abby to watch their children be put in last place on a pyramid. That doesn't even matter.
I'm on the pyramid, you know, or like what she was gonna say about me. There were long days. I mean, you saw maybe 5 minutes of it. We stood there for about 3 hours and filmed the whole thing. And I was just always interested in pyramid because I wanted to learn what was coming next. You know, I was so excited to learn what city we were traveling to, what competition we were going to, what dances we were gonna learn.
This weekend, we will be traveling to Miami Beach, Florida.
Oh, wait, so these intros happen the same day for them, and we see them. That's actually smart.
We will all be performing a group number.
So that's why they look so much happier, the mums, and why all the drama from Pyramid just dissipates in thin air once it's over. Like, that's why.
Even you.
And like I said, I really loved the dances with the stories. So I was so excited for Pyramid because I wanted to know what was our next story, what was our next message, you know. I didn't even really focus on the actual pyramid part of it, just kind of looking to what was coming.
Me and my sister always say we paid rent at the bottom of the pyramid. I was the Britney Spears of Las Vegas on the bottom of the pyramid. It just...
Britney Spears of Las Vegas? What did this girl smoke today?
kind of became a running joke. Gia would be like, all right, let's make a formation. I would just go to the back left corner. Like, I knew that's where I belonged. I knew that I was on the bottom. I never cared, though. Like, if I was on the second row of the pyramid or even not last on the pyramid, I was like, it's going to be a good week, guys. We are good.
JoJo. And Britt. I didn't see emotion. I didn't see if when your hands went up, they were matched. Okay, next, moving up the pyramid, we have Ariana.
She's so tiny.
Liliana.
Tiny.
Eliana. The honest, all right?
I'm not gonna be below the minis on a pyramid. This is stupid.
Wait, what? I'm not going to be below what?
All right?
I'm not gonna be below the minis on a pyramid.
The minis. Wait, so did they after the originals left, did they throw the new, they had to get replacements, so they kind of threw the experienced ones in with Abby's younger dancers? Because I remember Mackenzie being the only quote-unquote mini that went up, but I always assumed it was because, she was Maddie's sister and she'd been trained. She'd been seeing the training Maddie had been going through, so she kind of was prepared for it to be in the elite team. But I kind of understand. Is Jojo's mum named Jesslyn? Yeah, right? I understand her frustration with it. Hell, Abby was commenting on Jojo and the other girl's duo and still put her lower, when Jojo seemed in the clip they showed to kind of already have been matching and being less sloppy, according to me. So I don't know if Abby just switched them around when they had the same mistake just to spite the mother.
This is stupid. They shook their ass in a bathing suit and they're higher.
They shook their butt in a bathing suit. Jojo just looks so done with it. Now I understand. I miss this Jojo. I'm happy if she's happy, but goodness gracious, you can see where she gets the attitude from. The main character attitude comes from the mum.
No way. I'm so mad. You have no idea.
I love the happy music in the background.
They got first in the preteen division. They weren't first overall.
Of the pyramid? You are not gonna ruin her. You're not gonna ruin her. Yes, you are. You're not gonna ruin her.
You're taking this way too serious.
No, I watched you sabotage another dancer for years.
Oh. She's sticking up. Wait, no, she actually isn't sticking up for Nia. She's just pulling Nia and Holly. She's throwing them under the bus to get JoJo, to make a point for JoJo. I take it back.
You're not gonna do it to JoJo.
I think because I came into the pyramid knowing what it was like by watching it, I was more okay with it than other people were. I mean, the concept of the pyramid is absolutely whack when you think about it, but also,
Yeah.
like, from a kid like me who's motivated by stuff like that, it was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
For the first 2 weeks. Then once I realized I didn't give then it didn't do anything.
What was some of the, do you remember any?
I mean, there's the pyramid, if you
What was some of the do you remember any? And she answers the question like it made any sense.
yell at me, I'm gonna cry pyramid.
Well, if you yell at me, I'm gonna cry.
There's the pyramid where
Oh.
Abby had the girls write a letter about me, 3 good things, 3 bad things.
I asked each of you to do a homework assignment. I wanted you to write about JoJo. Positive reasons why she should be a member of the Abby Lee Dance Company. Then I asked you to, on the flip side, write down reasons she should not be part of the Abby Lee Dance Company. Week after week, JoJo proves that she is a tough cookie, but I think
So she just wants to destroy her self-esteem and confidence. Got it. Narcissism at
somebody
its
to
finest.
be on her. So think how much more JoJo would improve.
I love the fact that Abby is basically saying, she's admitting, I can't control a child even with 5 other adults in the room, so I need her teammates to put her down and subdue her enough that she'll leave.
If she hears it from her peers, maybe it will have an impact. Mackenzie, would you like to share with us? Come on up here.
Oh, they're gonna just show us everything, okay.
The first reason is sometimes she's very loud. Sometimes she's off in the group dance.
The first reason she should be? Wait, they're not showing the should be, they're starting off with the bad?
And sometimes she's a little too crazy.
All right, what are the good things?
She's kind, and she puts a lot of hard work into our dances.
Oh.
Okay.
You had some timing issues, sometimes a little too loud, but she's very dedicated and hardworking.
See, do you see Abby's like behind them, breathing down their necks, like, say it, say it, say it. Break her personality. I don't care how she dances, it's her personality. Break her, break her. That's literally what she's doing.
You take opportunities from people who have been here longer.
You know, I feel like Nia had a right to say that. Honestly, like, out of all the criticism, I believe she, of all people, had the right to say that.
Okay, and then the good things. You're nice and a team player. You lip sync when you're on stage. You respect us.
Good word, respect.
You're still getting used to picking up in 2 days, and obviously you're crazy in public.
You know, I hate the personality digs because my mum's actually like that, in the sense that, obviously, I love her. I much prefer her to JoJo. Don't tell JoJo, but I'm just saying, like, the crazy in public part. Sometimes I remember when I was little, I'd say that she was embarrassing me and it would destroy her. I only realise now that who gives a fuck? Sorry, who cares what other people think? My mum's amazing. Like, I went through a teen phase when I was in elementary school, so I think my parents were a bit scared that it was my personality. So, since I never went through a proper teenage phase because depression, I grew closer with my mum, and I just, like, it hurts because I can just see in JoJo that face I never wanted to make my mother ever make at some of my words.
I'm really impressed how JoJo's taking this all in.
Yeah.
It's not easy, and I respect the fact that JoJo's standing tall and taking it like a champ, just like Nia does.
So, JoJo, you've wanted a permanent spot on this team since you got to Pittsburgh, but you're lucky to even be a guest here at the ALDC. However, there's a lot that makes you an ALDC dancer. You're a performer and you're sassy.
Mm.
So, I'm gonna give you this jacket.
Aww. The first nice thing she's ever done for you.
And this is for the rest of this season. This is not for all eternity, okay? You're welcome.
Abby, I promise no trouble, no lawsuits, no craziness, no nothing.
There was the one pyramid where I was on top. I had to share the top, but I was still on top. Remember our first pyramid at ALDCLA? That was really cool. First pyramid as a member of the team. First pyramid ever. First pyramid where Abby made fun of my headshot. First pyramid where she liked my headshot.
And it was hard being a 9-year-old, being judged by a pyramid that has
Yeah.
never been heard of before, and it was never done before.
Yeah.
I came from a studio where I was rewarded with anything. Whether I did great or I did terrible, I still got a solo. I still was in the group dances. Pyramid was a crazy concept that, to this day, I never.
Oh yeah, I
fully
remember
understand
people.
because
I remember like watching a video once. I think it was that video that we watched, and someone in the comments like called Kendall and her mum studio hoppers or something. I think they explained like it was because they once went to Candy Apples. That would be a crazy twist. I mean, that was a crazy twist. I've just never seen it.
it was so unfair and it was so cruel. And the fact that most of the time we were judged because of our mom's behaviors.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the times, the craziest pyramids were when people would walk through the door that we had no idea were coming.
This is still creeping me out. I mean, sorry, not in a bad way. I mean, creeping me out. Sorry. It's just a bit odd to me seeing, like, they still have the same facial structure because obviously, like, through these episodes, even though I haven't followed the show, you see them grow up and seeing them in full glam, like, it's just shocking to me. I mean, you go, girl. It's just, you know, you're used to the makeup looking excessive on them because they're little, but now they fit the makeup and it's scary because you can still see the baby face of the child wearing the makeup even though they're full-grown adults.
Hi, everyone. Abby, can I talk to you?
You know what, I'm right in the middle of the pyramid. You know how this works.
Whether it was me coming back to the studio, or the minis coming, or the elite team coming, or Abby ripping someone's picture off of the mirror, those were the pyramids that stood out to me.
How did those mirrors stay so clean?
Definitely a big pyramid for me.
You're just jealous that Bryn has had a better season than Kendall.
Oh.
It's all over social media. It doesn't.
Kendall, don't listen to her. It's not all over social media.
That was a low blow.
Trust me. She's a fool. That's a lie. That's a flat-out lie.
You know what? Why don't we just focus on the...
Oh, I love the bond JoJo and Kendall have. Like, she just went immediately to check on them. Like, as much as you can hate JoJo or any of the girls, you have to admit that they were what kept each other together. They would have broken down by now.
You had moved on to this because this is not conducive to the girls.
This is what it's come down to. Every freaking day, thanks to that one.
That
you're
one.
not allowed to speak or look at my child.
I wasn't talking to either of you. I was talking to Abby.
Then don't speak when she's around.
You know, it just amazes me that she won. You said it was not even real scores.
I'm not dealing with this.
I care about her feelings.
So much that she has to tear down every kid to make hers feel good.
I have never torn down kids, Jill.
You just did.
Tears down kids every day. You guys say crap about my kid all the time.
When?
You're not out there, Kendall, so you don't know.
Wait, what did she say? Kendall sticking up for her mum. That's...
You're not out there.
I love JoJo just looking around like, what do I do again? Is this, like, did this spawn of Satan spawn this cute little girl standing next to me? Like, I'm not talking about Kendall, I'm talking about the other girl, this lady's daughter. Like, she's just looking at her like, why aren't you crying? Like, how are you dealing with this?
There, Kendall, so you don't know.
Oh, come on, it was getting good. I don't care about Dixon. And I can't even skip it. Is it just me or is YouTube going crazy with the ads recently?
I see your true
Exxon,
Hey.
per te che dai sempre il meglio.
Quando nel tuo negozio c'è movimento, è la sensazione più bella del mondo.
How do
Richiede
these ads
impegno.
even know I'm Italian? I thought I had a VPN on.
Abby, I am not allowing this woman to talk to my child like that.
Good on you, Kendall, screaming at
You
her.
yelled at Ashley. Our kids are becoming like their mother.
Yeah.
That's a really good thing.
I'm done. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
I love how Abby's just like, it wasn't even my fault this time. It wasn't my fault this time. Abby's just so
I'm
shocked.
gonna be honest, they all blended and we were all just standing there like this. Okay. Everything was going in one ear and out the other.
It was really the only time we were very involved in the drama. Usually the moms tried to keep it far away from us, and throughout the week, you know, they would take it right to Abby and really encourage us to kind of step out of the room so we weren't part of it and didn't hear the yelling. But Pyramid was the only time that they couldn't control that. And so
Yeah.
we were all sequestered into this one space for numerous hours, and I think people would get tired, like their patience would run out, and you know, they would get a little
I mean, they can't
mad,
even
it would get a
sit
little
down.
heated,
Can you imagine
and
that?
the moms couldn't really control whether we were there or not because we had to be there to listen to Abby talk about Pyramid and our dances. So yeah, it was really the only time we saw them fight with Abby right in front of us.
I don't owe you an explanation.
Stop telling lies.
I think something I struggled with for a bit regarding auditions is I put so much pressure on each one. Like, you know, this has to be the job that you book. This has to be the one that you nail. And I think you have to take away that pressure, just appreciate that audition for the experience it is, take what
Yeah.
you can from it. And honestly, this might be a little controversial to say and a little bit pessimistic, but I think it's a little bit easier on your mental health if you go in expecting a no, because you are
Yeah.
going to face rejection and you are going to face people who say no to you. It's all about persevering.
Yeah, it's like, usually when I go into things, I set myself a goal, but I set myself like a really low goal that I know I'm going to be able to surpass. And even if I don't, I still would say, oh, I got to my goal. I got really close to my goal. Like, I have the ability to do it. Like, so manage your own expectations, but I agree with Chloe, but in a way, I wouldn't manifest the negativity, because if you go in expecting a no, your mind automatically says, well, I'm not going to even bother trying because they're going to say no anyways. So while I agree with the sentiment and completely, like, I love her, I do think, like, knowing you should go in with confidence, even with anxiety. Like, you should be able to say, like, it's going to go great. Whether I get it or not, it's going to go great. Don't manifest negativity. Like, that's all I want to comment on that, but I agree wholeheartedly. Like, an example is when I started the channel, like, I expected no one to care. Now that I have, like, an active audience, it's like, wow, my goal was to get 10 subs in a year. Like, and now that I've more than tripled that goal, I'm just shocked. Like, it's just, you have to downplay yourself, but not in a way that reduces your potential to zero.
You find the person who will say yes to you.
Yeah.
It's about being right for the part.
I mean, auditions, any auditions are scary. You want to do good, you don't want to mess up, you want to please whoever it is that you're auditioning for. Every audition is...
I'm sorry, am I the only one who's getting bugged by JoJo's hair? Like, one strand being curled properly, the other one being curled the wrong way, and being shorter? Is anyone else seeing this? Or am I just... Look! Like, longer and curled the curl goes this way, shorter, and it goes whoop, de whoop. Like, this one isn't curled right. It's bugging me.
Really terrifying. Do you have any advice? Normally, when you go to an audition, the people casting already know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And they just need someone that's gonna fit that mold. And it might not be your skill, it might not be your look, it might not be your talent. It could be something you don't even know, right? But
yeah, like say they wanted a brunette with glowing green eyes. A blonde with brown eyes isn't gonna fit that role. But it's not because you're ugly. It's not because you're not a good actor, dancer, whatever you want to call it. It's simply because, say they're adapting a book, they need to fit as closely as possible to the description that was made in the book.
Your best, because say we're looking for a blonde dancer.
Oh.
Well, eventually we might be looking for a redhead or a brunette girl, you know? So always do your best, because say you are that redhead and they're not looking for you right now, they will remember you.
We were constantly auditioning for things, whether I was auditioning to be on a new ALDC Elite team or if I was going to a casting call for a TV show. We were always constantly under so much pressure in our auditions, and it was Abby's favorite thing to go and search for the best new thing.
How did that make you feel?
Honestly, I wasn't that hurt personally when Abby was auditioning for other dancers because I had such a close bond with Abby. I knew exactly what she was looking for, and I mean, I did everything that she told me to do. It would be crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of, I can understand, like, it might be confusing to people who, like, especially us as an audience, but for people who, like, only see it objectively and haven't, like, known Abby, like, the girls, at the end of the day, all have more or less the same level of experience of, this is what I was talking about, like, with the ages, it doesn't matter what age you are because there's a bar. Whether you're above or just slightly below that bar, Abby has set that bar, so there's only a certain amount of, like, 5 steps above, 5 steps lower that you can be to fit within the mold she wants you to be. So for them to be able to know that, like, they were picked because they fit that mold, it's like they know that Abby is searching for, I wouldn't say like another version of them, but like someone who has their same abilities, not someone better. So I think that might have been comforting
For her to throw that aside. I think Abby's motive, and I could be wrong, when she would hold auditions was just to kind of scare us and keep us on our toes and not get too comfortable with her. She was always trying to push us in different ways, and I think that's a great thing to do as a teacher. But it obviously was very scary. We didn't know if we would lose our spot on the team.
16-22, you quit in the middle. I don't need quitters.
See you later.
So we always had to have eyes in the back of our heads.
One group number that my sister and I were just recently talking about was the Home Again, the one we did in New Orleans.
A dance I think didn't get enough love, which I actually just recently thought about, was the Nationals dance Home Again that we did for Hurricane Katrina, I believe.
Wow. They are so talented though. Like, most of us watch this show for the drama, but rude. We don't talk about it enough.
I feel like it's very underrated. People don't really talk about it much.
Yeah.
But I think that's one
I
of my
mean,
favorites.
who talks about the
dance?
dance?
A tribute to what they had gone through with the hurricane. And
Like, nobody talks about how, even though, you know, you can criticize Abby's character, her and I believe Gianna was like her assistant teacher. They were and are amazing choreographers and instructors to be able to like show such a deep message. There's always like a story behind their dances, even if it's some convoluted mess, even if, you know, the costumes aren't the best. They are good.
I was a little young, so at the time, I didn't really understand fully what was going on, but I remember being touched by it.
Dance that needs more love. Definitely not Boss Lady. She gets plenty of love. Ooh, Abby's Angels.
Oh,
Was
I
a
remember
trio
watching
me,
that
Kalani,
one.
And Kendall did. That dance, so hot.
Yeah, I remember being angry that they were both in like gold and silver, and then there was, I think it was Kalani in the black for absolutely no reason at all when she could have been in bronze. Oh, I muted it. No, it's muted. How do I unmute? Wait a second. Stop. Why did you mute? You mute with M? When was that a thing?
So hot. It's inspired by Charlie's Angels, but we were Abby's Angels.
I think I just minimized the captions too. What did I do? What did I do? Okay, they're on, but why are they... Settings. Okay, subtitles. Options. Why are they so tiny? Reset. Okay. Don't know what happened there. Sorry, guys. See? Yeah, it was Kalani. See what I mean about the black? I remember saying that they were like disco balls, and she was so like plain looking compared to them because she...
dances that I remember pretty well, and then there's other dances I literally do not remember doing. And then there's a couple like different sections of choreography, like an 8 count or something that was typically in all of our dances that I remember well. Like there's this one move, and like it's like a little, just a little step, and I remember that so well. And I don't know, it's just strange because sometimes dances will come to me without me even thinking about it, and then other times I'm like, no wonder I forgot it. I don't even know it then. I don't know it now. I didn't know it then. But you know, if you play the music, it kind of just, sometimes it comes to you.
I mean, I could do something sitting. Obviously, we all know that everyone still knows Boss Ladies. We see that all the time on TikTok.
I don't know that dance actually. I'm just gonna check if it's still recording. Yeah, it's still recording. Okay. Just do it. What? Okay, Nike, shut up. Leave me alone.
See, it's a good one that I remember.
Also, I don't know if you guys get this too, but do you get like the most random recommendations because you don't have things saved, you don't have like your history on, so you get the most random recommendations?
Remember my Carrie solo?
I wish they played the original music, but I guess it's helpful with me with copyright. Okay, never mind.
So, you know.
I do remember the choreography. There was one particular sequence that was like in every single solo I did. I could do it for you right now. Attitude turn, run, jump, turn around. Yeah, I could do it for you. I just did. You guys know what I'm talking about. It was in every solo. Yeah, it was in every solo. Yup. And then I would go.
Oh, they actually know vaguely what they're talking about.
Run, front aerial. Run, front aerial. I did just recently bust out some Dance Moms choreography. I always do stupid stuff like that for TikToks for my boyfriend, just to get his reaction. He's always like, what are you doing? But I also have been trying, people are always like, I would love to see you recreate your dances, and that's a little much for me. But I've been trying like individual tricks. Recently did a handstand. They had me holding it for like 4 minutes or something. A long time. I did that like chin thing I used to do.
Oh no!
It's about as far as I got, and I don't think I will be returning to the series. gonna injure myself.
My favorite group dances from
Imagine if they returned as like teachers, like they had their own dance show, like all of them together teaching.
So are the girl in the plastic bubble, for sure, is the only dance that I ever got to be the lead in, so I gotta say that one. Boss Lady, she's so iconic, you can never count her out.
Is this Boss? Oh yeah, definitely giving Boss Lady. Why have they got? Why do they look like they're going to a funeral?
I think that Boss Ladies is such an iconic dance, and it's just very catchy. The song was very catchy, and I could see why it's a fan favorite.
I really liked the Moulin Rouge dance that I got to do. I got to be Christina Aguilera, which was really cool.
Goodness gracious, the wigs. The costumes aren't exactly very coherent, are they?
And last but not least,
Vi presento
Enough!
Dash Power Pods, pulito e impeccabile anche a freddo.
I don't give a heck about your stupid pods.
ooh, Straight Outta Pittsburgh was lit. Straight Outta Pittsburgh was like the prequel to Boss Ladies. Straight Outta Pittsburgh was just, I mean, it was hip hop. It was choreographed by Guy Groove, who we all love very, very much. He's who also did Boss Ladies. And I don't know, we got to have boys in Straight Outta Pittsburgh. We got to have our cool little costumes. It was just fun. Anytime we got to do hip hop, it was just like a round week.
Ooh. So it's like a cheerleading. Yeah, you can see it's choreographed by the same guy because they use the same move from Boss Lady. Yeah.
It was a dance that we will never forget. It was
Stomp
taught
the
to us by a
yard.
different choreographer. We were stepping out of our comfort zone, doing a style and doing a piece that we weren't normally given. So we went out there and we had the time of our lives, and that is why I think that dance stuck with me the most. Because we had so much fun with it, and I think we won with that.
Ooh. Ooh, that transition though. Ooh.
I feel like to me the most iconic dance on the show, which I'm only speaking to the ones I was in because I haven't seen any of the other ones, I would say Where Have All the Children Gone?
Where have all the children gone?
Is this horror?
Yesterday they were tying ribbons in trees and swinging from the branches. Maybe this is just a dream.
That's my personal favorite, but I also think that was a crowd favorite. Like, everyone loved Where Have All the Children Gone?
There's not been a dance that I've done in my life that I haven't liked. I used to on Dance Moms, every single week I would tell G, I'd be like, this is my favorite dance. And then we'd make up a new one and I'd be like, hey G, this is my favorite dance. I know last week I said it was my favorite dance, this is my favorite dance. Then it became like a running joke, but it really was true. Like I don't know, I had tunnel vision. I was able to just like grasp on to like, look, this is gonna be my life for this week. Let's love it.
My favorite group dances would have to be the hospital one.
Ooh. See the messages, they're so good at conveying a message. Her balancing like that, but swaying purposefully too.
Hotline. I think the ones where we
So-
tell a story are
Wow.
usually the ones that are my favorite because they mean something.
Wow. Oh, that's nice.
Luscious Blush and Bashful was an amazing.
Fun fact, I was actually told multiple times, hey, just remember if you need to call something like that. And I actually admitted to my parents that the only reason I told them that I wanted to off myself was to get out of school, and then I realized, actually, I'm not faking it. Like, I'd always thought I was faking it. But I'm a terrible liar, and it never really occurred to me. So when I was like suggested to people, like, hey, if you need it, call one of those numbers. I actually remember just thinking, hey, I don't think I'll do that. Because I'm anxious. I have too much anxiety to bother people with my issues. But yeah, in all seriousness, guys, though, like, if you need to talk and you don't, like, want to bother anyone, comment section open. Don't hold back. Spill everything. Spill the beans. You can talk as much as you want. I'm here for you. Everyone in this community is here for you. We love you, appreciate you. You're an amazing person. You deserve to be alive. And just remember that even when it feels like the worst moment of your life, there are people that want you to be alive. And as selfish as it is for me to say this, you will hurt so many people by leaving. Like, if you don't do it for yourself, please, at least for the people in your lives, stay alive a little longer. Just please, for their sakes, even if you don't care about yourself anymore, because I know what it feels like not to give a crap about your own feelings and emotions and physical health. Just for them, for us, for me, stay, because I would hate to see you leave. You're an amazing person. Everyone here adores you. If you want to talk, comment, even, hey, I have a business email. It wouldn't be a bother if people want to, talk to me through that. Just, if you need help, I want to help you. Even if you have no one to talk to, I want to help you. So just remember that. You're loved, you're appreciated. And now I'm not going to keep you any longer because I want to entertain you and actually convince you of the good of life and reasons like this drama that still needs to occur that should make you want to stay simply to watch these things unfold.
Dance. I loved the concept of the flowers and just being pretty and like celebrating being beautiful young girls, and I think that that's kind of what it was. And there was only a couple dances, I think, in our Dance Moms time that you really just have such a connection to when you're dancing it, and I just really loved performing that dance.
It's here, so take it, so let it out, breathe it in, feel it now.
Beautiful.
We did a vegan group dance. So we all
Vegan?
had to dress as animals and like pretend we were being slaughtered. It was just like the
The
most
vegan teacher would adore that.
bizarre, wild thing I've ever seen.
Huh? Where are the animals?
That was my first look at seeing that you will do anything for love. And you'll also put your children through anything for love.
Do you mean that Abby was in love?
Abby was in love with that man, and Abby would do anything for that man. AKA make us dance to a vegan rap dressed as a pig.
Wait, so he like rapped something and she made it into... Even Abby can be a little girl in love.
Acting as being slaughtered on stage. Actually, I do remember Abby wanting to become vegan. And then I think we caught her like eating a hot dog, having some fast food. So the vegan thing maybe lasted 30 minutes.
Chloe, that's not true love. She does not give it up.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't true love. She didn't give up meat.
I mean, I wouldn't give up meat.
The other girls were best friends? What animals?
I mean, there's probably a chicken in there. I'm trying to think of the things.
Probably a
If I
cow.
was a pig. What other meat? Maybe a cow. Somebody's definitely a cow.
Yeah.
Like, that is just so degrading. Like, why were we pigs and cows and chickens getting slaughtered on stage?
Maybe because you actually are cattle for Abby to slaughter. Human meat shields.
Thing I've ever said in my life.
Was there blood?
I don't think there was blood. I think that we were like pretty animals. I don't know. I don't know what this was.
A lot of our memories actually do revolve around traveling with Abby. We had an ice cream fight, which was a great moment for all of us.
Congratulations!
What in the eyebrows?
We don't want to go up. Oh my god.
You want it on my costume?
Nope, I'm out.
Please tell me that poor girl's eyebrows are fake. The walls!
This is the last bit of fun you're gonna have all season.
Aww.
We would always travel with her, and we would put on her bras, and we would jump on her
What?
bed, and we would travel.
Put on her bra. Weren't those like the size of your head? I'll jump on her bed. So they did have quite a close relationship before the film started. It's honestly really sad.
So many different countries, and we had great moments with Abby, but I think the best memories were the bus rides with the girls.
Aww.
Jill pulls out a gift for Abby. I wanted to die.
We would do the most insane things. We would build forts. We would charge people for massages. We would put food in people's mouths when they were sleeping.
Is that Abby? How to kill someone?
I thought you liked gummy worms.
We would just do 8-year-old things.
What was so great about the show in my experience is those moments happened every week, every day at some point, you know, like there was a little bit of good and there was a little bit of bad interspersed into every single day we filmed the show. So it was all worth it to me because I found my forever family. We were always there for each other, and sometimes we
Why
fought
is
like
this so sappy
sisters, but we always made
sweet?
up like sisters.
Why
We were
is
always
this
there
sappy
for
sweet?
each
I need
other.
the drama.
It was so fun. It was like, even though we were working at 9 and doing these crazy things, basically the world was our oyster at 9 years old, and we got to hang out every single day with our best friends.
Yeah.
I feel like I do have a lot of favorite moments from Dance Moms, and a lot of them actually were behind the scenes. Like,
Oh, the ads! M is for the mute button.
loved all of our little hotel room hangouts, like when we were in the different cities. Being on the bus, we had a lot of fun times when the cameras weren't rolling. We did have some good times. Like, I loved filming the Summer Love Song music video and recording it.
And action.
What?
Look, you're not playing to the camera. All I'm getting is the side of your hair and your face, like this.
I'm really excited. I'm shooting my own music video, but Abby's sucking all the fun out of it. She keeps yelling at us.
Lake Tahoe stands out. We had a beach day that really stands out to me.
Imagine your own music video. That's amazing, honestly. Like, as someone who does music and I still can't get a flipping artist profile on Spotify, like, having a whole music video at that age is big.
Abby a hug all wet and her not getting mad. We were like, oh, wow.
Where's Mackenzie? Jeez, Janica and loser.
I could have gotten lost at sea.
I feel like a lot of my best memories were not on the show. It was the behind the scenes, dealing with the crew, and we had so many fun times that I feel like nobody knows about. That I was actually just talking about on TikTok. There was one time we used to mess with all the producers, and we used to hate when
Damn
they
right you mess with the
cigarettes.
producers.
We told them, we were like, if you smoke, we're making a contract, and we made the guy sign it. And then a producer told us that they saw him smoking a cigarette. So we came into the studio. I was wearing a red suit. Maddie and Kendall both had suits on. We had contracts printed out, and we made the whole crew do we had like a little courthouse. And like little things like that were so fun that I feel like people never got to see. But we were always
I'm glad
just
they at least
hanging
treated
out
them
and being
decently.
behind the scenes. You guys just always saw the drama, but I feel like there were so many happy moments behind the scenes that you guys didn't get to see. Hanging out in the hotel rooms for competitions were always one of my favorite things. We were always doing massages, making little videos on our phones. Were they video stars? Like, we were always just having so much fun. We'd all sleep in one room and then make the moms go out to dinner, and they were probably at the bar doing their own thing.
Hey, do you want to get a drink? The petite's down there.
Nobody will know where we are. We're missing in action. Cheers to dance.
That was probably my favorite. Some of my best memories with the girls are just hanging out in the hotel in the back of the bus.
Dance Moms simultaneously always and never crosses my mind. Like, it's so a part of who I am that it's impossible to escape, but also in my day-to-day life, I just am kind of living and not really thinking about it. And it's not until something comes up that I'm reminded that those years were televised and not just an experience I had.
You look amazing, Chloe. You look like Barbie.
I mean, Dance Moms crosses my mind at least twice a day. The time that I'm watching it in the morning, getting ready, to something that happens throughout my day, whether that's I'm actually dancing and I'm thinking of something from Dance Moms, I talk to someone from Dance Moms, I talk to someone about Dance Moms, I see a photo from Dance Moms. I mean, it's always in this little brain.
My next soloist has really nailed the characters. She's proven that in the past. Say hi, girls.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you.
JoJo's gonna fire this group up a little bit.
It's hard to get away from Dance Moms because of how popular it is and how popular it was. Especially being in college right now, a lot of people will always come up to me and just be like, oh my God, let's take a picture. I loved you. You were my childhood crush, or you inspired me to start dancing and you inspired me to keep going. So it's hard to get away from Dance Moms, but I'm not running from it either. I embrace it, and I will always embrace Dance Moms because it's who I am. It's basically in my blood.
This little girl, Kendall, is getting the biggest break of her life she's ever gonna get. I'm gonna put the pressure on that kid and see if she sinks.
Oh, Abby, always ruining
Show
fun
crosses my mind
moments.
every single day. One, it's like you can't avoid it. I open my phone and my whole Instagram, TikTok is about Dance Moms. So yeah, every day I think about Dance Moms. Looking back, it makes sense. Dance Moms was a big deal. We did that. Like, it's really cool.
We were just talking about this the other day, all the girls and I. We were like, what are a few things that stuck with us that Abby would say? And the number one thing is, were you raised in a barn?
You know, raised in a barn.
Because when we would have shoes on or attempt to put our feet on a couch with shoes on, she would have a conniption. And so anytime I go over to someone's house, I immediately take my shoes off. It's just an instinct that I have now.
Abby is playing in my head all the time. Anytime I go to cry, I'm like, don't you cry. No, no, no crying children, none. Don't cry.
I want no crying children. None.
Save your tears for your pillow, all the time. Abby's always in this brain.
I do hear Abby in my head sometimes, but it's not her voice. It's just everything she taught us. Every time I put my feet up on furniture, I hear her screaming to put your feet down and be respectful, and then I immediately assume the position. There are so many things that she taught me that I will always follow and listen to.
She could have done it better, but she covered it.
More than that, I always feel like I see her. Like, I'll see someone who kind of looks like her, and I'm like taken aback, and I'm like, oh my God, Abby?
Yeah.
But it's not her.
Oh,
I
jump
think it's
scare.
trauma. I like walk around and I hear like a voice or I hear yelling, and I'm like, who is it? I didn't drop my hat.
Is it Abby? Does she smoke?
Nice
go. We're leaving. You want Chloe gone? We're gone. You get your way. You can have whoever
Walks
you...
out, falls all over the place with the turns.
No, she didn't.
And then drops her hat. Yes, she did.
No, she didn't. You
Yes,
know
she
what?
did.
You go ahead and replace me. I'm leaving. I'm not
Gravity
competing with you.
isn't the child's
No,
fault.
I'm done. I'm done. This is not what I signed up for. Humiliation for my daughter.
I didn't humiliate her.
Yes, you did.
You just did.
Abby, shut up. Shut up. Stop talking now. Replace us. That's fine. Come on, Chloe. We're done. Get away from me.
Actually, there is one
Get away from me!
I do use, and it's we're all gonna have fun.
She's gonna go. She's gonna do the solo. It's gonna be good. And we're all gonna have fun.
I say that to my friends when we're trying to rally to go out. We're all gonna have fun. I like that.
She nailed it.
How do I feel about the show 10 years later?
Years.
One, can't believe people are still watching it. I think that is the craziest thing to me. But also, I can't believe how far we've come, and it's all thanks to the show. So I guess I'm just grateful that it happened.
Are you surprised it's still so popular?
Yes, I'm very surprised it's still so popular. I feel like, I mean, it's our life. Like, people think watching our life is entertaining. I feel like that's just weird.
Yeah.
It's
Like, I
wild
get
to
that,
see that
yeah.
Dance Moms is as popular as it is. I was a girl from Pittsburgh. I was 8 years old. And now we're in California filming a hit TV show with millions of followers. And I think it's never been more popular than it is now. It's crazy. It's wild. I basically cannot go anywhere without getting recognized. And I know the other girls can say the same thing.
I watch Dance Moms all the time. I watch clips, I watch full episodes, I watch video. I mean, I literally watch it. I watch behind the scenes stuff. What did I caught myself the other day? I was watching things that Abby did when she did an ALDC app, and you could take dance lessons on an app. I was watching them. And I was watching them, and I was like, why the heck am I watching this right now? Like, JoJo, go get a life.
It's
Dance
addicting,
Moms
isn't
being
it?
So popular still doesn't surprise me at all. I think Dance Moms will live on for a really, really long time. And as, you know, more generations come to life, I think that more generations are gonna fall in love with Dance Moms again.
Or they're gonna learn from the
Every
mistakes.
once in a while, like, I've seen so many clips online that I feel like I've seen a couple of episodes that I've never actually sat down and watched. And I've seen a few here and there, but I've never actually watched the show. However, as I grew up, my mom was more comfortable telling me things that were going on that I had no idea about. And it's just crazy. I'm like, oh my God, all that was going down when we were filming. Like, I think the girls were just in such a different world than everyone else. We were so
Yeah.
much younger. We were kind of secluded. And it's just
I mean,
crazy
a
to
lot of
think
them
that there
didn't
were so
even
many
have the
fights and so
phone,
many
a phone at that time,
situations
so
that happened that we didn't know what was going on.
How did your mom keep you from watching the show?
She didn't have to keep me from watching the show when I was on it. I didn't want to watch the show when I was on it.
Yeah,
I think
this is
the way I
embarrassing,
thought about
watching
it,
yourself.
I lived it. I'd seen it, and I think I knew that I would have been upset if something was portrayed in a way that was different from how I
Yeah.
felt about it or how I remembered it.
Yeah.
So I think I just kind of had my eye on the end game. Like, I just knew that we were gonna go back and film another season. So, you know, if I saw someone said something about me, I didn't want to be upset about it because I don't know. It just, I was in the present moment. Yes and no. I'm surprised that the show is still popular, and not in a boastful way, just in a way that I know there were a lot of moments on the show that I know people can relate to. There were different dynamics that I
Yeah.
know people can relate to.
Mhm.
And it's just such a, it's
so
a very-
odd seeing Chloe like so grown up and mature. Like, she still has that baby face. Like, most of the other girls, like, they have natural makeup looks, but I feel like Chloe and Brooke are the ones that kind of look like their children's selves a lot more. Like, obviously Brooke, I know, is like a teensy bit older than the other girls, but it's still wild to me.
Very specific world, but also a very broad world, because anyone who does sports can relate in some way to dance competitions. And even though I didn't know for sure it was going to happen, it kind of was unsurprising to me that as the years passed, these people who had watched the show young and grew up with us started introducing it to their kids when they had kids, and to younger
Yeah.
generations or to older generations, or introduced it to people you would never think would watch it. it's just crazy. Like I see videos on TikTok of people, of like girls saying, oh, like this is my boyfriend's reaction to watching Dance Moms, and it's just so funny.
Yeah, I've never watched the show. I try and tune it out as much as I can, but it's really hard to get away from because TikTok and all the social media platforms it's resurfacing on, so it's kind of hard to get away from. So I've definitely been seeing clips here and there, even from whenever I wasn't on the show. Can never get away from it. I definitely feel like Dance Moms will always be a part of my life. I mean, it's been 10 years since the show has aired, and it's still so popular on all platforms. So many new kids are starting to watch it, and I don't know, I just don't know if I'll ever get rid of it.
Imagine Gen Alpha with, oh my goodness, Gen Alpha and Dance Moms, the combo. Imagine Abby with the skibbity riz. Never make me say that again.
The title page from Dance Moms. I definitely think that people still think I'm younger. Whenever they meet me, they're like, holy crap, you've grown up. You're not that little baby that you were on the show.
Yeah.
But it's been 10 years, and I feel like people forget that because they're still watching it all the time, and they don't realize that we've all grown up and changed and accomplished so much, but they don't even notice because they're just watching us on their TV. Yeah, I definitely think it is strange because everyone just imagines me, and when they meet me, they think I'm just a little baby, but I think it's bittersweet seeing myself as a kid because I watch myself and I see all the struggles I went through, but now knowing that I've come out on the other side.
Yeah, and it's also like, it must be weird, like, for them, not just, like, seeing their younger selves, but also feeling like, wow, I'm being babied at this age, but, like, is this how people are supposed to treat me? Like, when I kind of grew up, I had a similar experience, obviously not, like, on televised, but with teachers putting so much pressure on me. When I always had this life plan, go to university, study, become an architect. Here I am now, high school dropout, doing social media. Like, things change from one day to another because I realized I valued myself more and my happiness more than you know, what I went through and what people wanted from me. So even, like, looking back at innocent little me is bittersweet because, like, there are so many things that I loved about being younger that at the time I hated. Yet now I just kind of wish, in hindsight, that I'd gone back and done things differently. That I hadn't been friends with so many people. That I wasn't such a people pleaser. But at the end of the day, they're all learning experiences. So I understand what she's saying about, like, the bittersweet feeling of, like, knowing everything you missed out on and, like, not realizing what was going on at the time.
And I'm doing better. I'm accomplished so much. I'm successful. I'm happy with where I am. So I look at my little self and I know I went through so much, but I now know that I made it out on the other side.
If there was something I could tell my younger self, it would be, it'll all be okay. You have your mom and you have your other dance moms, and they will ultimately have your back.
We're having an issue.
Your other dance mums. That's really sweet. Your other dance mums, like, seeing them as, like, basically godmothers too. Like, it must be feeling like closely related cousins being like this every single day. I don't even see my cousins that much. Like, I don't see my immediate family as much as they see each other, so it's understandable for her to say, my other dance moms, because it's like, they're like siblings to your mum. They're like what could be your godparents if you wanted them to be.
No, you're tired. We're all tired, sweetheart.
No, and it's important to you.
Why are you ripping your hair?
Right now. I need to get dressed.
If I could give the younger JoJo advice, honestly, I would say, kid, you're a hard worker, but it's gonna be a lot of work. Buckle up, enjoy it, grind, have fun, but work hard and enjoy your successes. I didn't let myself enjoy successes as much as I should have. But I also think I just didn't have the capacity to understand the successes that I did have at such a young age, you know? Looking back at me when I was 14, I didn't understand what a big deal it was to have dolls released in Walmart worldwide and have them sell out. Like, I didn't understand how massive that was. I didn't understand what it was
Yeah.
like doing a JoJo X Cabbage Patch Kids. Like, I didn't know that. But now that I'm 20, I'm like, damn, that's insane.
I think something I struggle with even now is I'm always kind of looking towards the next thing. When I was younger, I was looking forward to being a teenager. When I was a teenager, I was looking forward to being an adult. When I was at point A in my career, I was looking forward to point B in my career. And I think I'm always kind of just like antsy and a little bit impatient.
I finally did it. I made it big in Hollywood.
So I think I would tell my younger self to relax, be patient. All the things you want to do and all the opportunities you want will come your way. You don't have to panic about it all the time. It will happen, and just be present, enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Just really try to live for the now instead of
I
worrying
feel like
about
I'm
the
listening to
future,
them and
worrying
like
about the
taking
past.
the advice
You have so much
myself,
time,
honestly.
And you have so much to figure out, so just really go along for the ride and don't try to steer where the journey goes.
Yeah.
I feel like I would just.
There
tell
is
my
light
younger
at the
self
end
that,
of the
like, You're
tunnel.
gonna get through it. Like, you're gonna. There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh.
I think I always wanted to do other things and try new things, and at the end of the day, I was able to do everything I wanted to do.
The girls and I have a bond that will never be broken or shaken. We experienced something that no one else in this world can relate to, even our own
Yeah.
families. And going through an experience like Dance Moms is completely in a universe of its own.
Yeah.
So we have that foundation and that bond that's impossible to break. No matter how much time we spend apart, no matter how many months we go without talking, as soon as we see each other, as soon as we call each other, as soon as we text each other, it's so comfortable. It's like no time has passed at all. And that's really rare. Like I don't always have that in other friendships in my life. You know, if you go a while without talking, it feels a little bit odd or weird when you do talk again.
Yeah.
But I could go 10 years without seeing a single one of them, and I know the second I see them, they just have this place in my heart as my.
Yeah, I can understand that. Like, I had huge issues with people I was attached to. Like, I was used to hearing from them every single day. Ghosted me. Because I realized I was the one always having to, like, be the first to put myself forward, be the first one to kind of put in the effort. So, to find people you can trust, it really is, like, it's so rare to find real friends, but when you do, I'm sure, well, I haven't really experienced it myself, but, you know, I consider my parents my best friends, and if everything that's happened to me gets me to the place I am now with the people I love, then all the trauma is worth it.
My bonus sisters, and I just know them in a way that other people will never know them, and they know me in a way that other people will never know me, and it's just hard to find that in other relationships.
I hope that's a lesson for all of the kids. No matter what you say, you can always go back home.
No.
Aww.
Who is it?
Aww. The way she immediately went to hug Nia, that was so cute.
You end this on your own, did you?
Oh my God.
Aww.
Oh. I think I was gonna let you be the last one standing. Did you know I don't cry?
Look at you here.
Aww.
That's it. They're gone. She's gone.
I know. I'm not going anywhere with Abby. Hi. Oh my God. You guys know that man? Oh my gosh.
That's the OG right here. Am I right?
Yeah. No, I don't know, but we weren't gonna finish.
This is weird.
How does this feel? You know what, Chloe has something to say, I think. You want to tell them why you're here?
Oh?
I've been thinking about competing again.
No. Wait, no. You're kidding.
apples, not on a candy apple.
Wait, you're joking.
Does? We'll see.
Oh my gosh. I would take Chloe any day.
We've been doing a lot of soul searching, and Chloe, listen, I would have never been standing here unless it was for her. She looked at me one day when we found out you guys were back in Pittsburgh, and she said,
So that was how I grew up. That was my childhood.
Well, and you know what, Chloe? You know what? It always will be, honey. That will never change. So you're a part of us, whether you left or whether you wanted to be after you left, but you're here.
It makes me really excited about what's gonna happen next.
Christy, where did you used to sit when we were here?
furthest from Abby in the corner.
Furthest from Abby.
Hearing that she might want to come back, that kind of makes me feel that we might have some more work to do.
This is
Aww.
so weird. How's competing been going?
You know, the same old, same old. Abby cries, then she screams at us, and then she loves us the next second. You know,
How
the
are you?
usual.
I don't know. I missed you guys. I missed you too.
It's great to like rekindle our relationship because we're all sisters and she was one of our sisters. We've missed her.
Hey, wait, all time 6, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1,
Wait, yeah. You guys don't know how long I've been wanting to do that with like my people again. My people.
My people.
Love you all.
This is so weird. I went into this expecting drama, but it's hitting me in the feels. This is wrong.
We see each other when it's convenient. We see each other if we're at the same event, if we're at the same state, you know. A lot of times what we'll do is like, oh, I miss you, I want to see you, let's hang out tomorrow. Okay, great. And then we just never text about it. You know what I mean? Like, that happens all the time. No, we're always there for each other.
Shut up! Shut up! Get back to support you guys.
Come join us with the rest of the team. Join our team.
Kalani's really like a good rock person in my life. She'll always be a sister. I love her unconditionally. But like, yeah, I mean, we just like click.
My relationship with the girls is something that I will never forget.
I love the fact that she said we just like click, and she didn't actually click when she did that. Obviously, I can't do it on screen because I don't have hand trackers.
And I will probably never have with anyone else. We have a bond that no one else can relate to, and it's crazy that we could go years without seeing each other and be in the same room again for the first time and act like nothing changed. And nothing has changed.
I mean, honestly, they've all aged like fine wine, but like 10 years, when you say 10 years, it feels like such a long time, but having been friends with people for 10 years and then dropping the friendship, it's actually not that long when you're living it. It's a very odd feeling. Like, externally, it looks like a lot, but like, it feels to me like both 2 days and 2 decades have passed since they were 8. Like, it feels to me like they're reminiscing as if they were already in their 50s or 60s, but at the same time, it's like, it's only been 10 years. But then you're also like, it's been 10 years!
Have gone through more than anyone could ever comprehend. They are sisters, they are family, they are my everything. They are the reason I'm here today. We kept each other sane, and if we didn't have each other, this show would not be that successful. I can promise you that. We were definitely considered an ALDC family, but I mean, that was on the TV show. Even outside of the show, we were constantly having sleepovers. We were constantly doing school together. We were eating together. We were practicing together off camera. We were calling each other and texting each other. We were the closest knit family I will ever have.
Aww.
I'm so proud of you,
Irreplaceables.
Are you guys happy?
Yeah.
More than.
Yeah.
We're just sad.
We're happy
I know,
and
I get
sad.
it. No, I totally understand. I understand.
The end of one chapter and the beginning of a new one.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think something about the ALDC is we're all family and we'll always be family. Whether it's I haven't seen them in 4 years or I saw them last week, when we come together, nothing changes. And I think that was what was so amazing about this reunion too. I think it really brought us together. Like, I personally didn't talk to Chloe a ton for the past like 2-3 years, and we were like, we need to talk more and we need to hang out more. And so it was really fun, and I'm really happy that we did this. It was great. I think in big fights, no matter what, we were a family. We would all
I feel like family fights a lot. Like, you wouldn't be family without those fights.
together. We would all hug, especially the girls. I couldn't remember a day that we didn't spend every living second together. And even if we bickered and fought like little girls, they were just always my best friends. I always say that we were sisters. Everybody was just a sister. All the moms were sisters, all the girls were sisters, and we were just a big family. A very crazy family.
Yeah.
Cuckoo family, but we were a family.
That was beautiful. Honestly, I didn't expect that. Like, it was so much less dramatic than I thought it would be. Like, that was actually beautiful. I don't know. I think I did it in the wrong order, because it said like Dance Moms Reunion digital exclusive. So I thought it was like the reunion, but I think it was just the interviews. So I was stupid because we've done this backwards. But I'm gonna end it here, my sweet berries. I'm gonna pull up, try and find the real reunion now. For part 3 of this. I'm sorry, I didn't expect it to be longer than 2 parts. But if you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, the usual YouTube stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.